What's up, SNA Assassinators? This is Super Ninja Austin back here with another video, and this is the wrestling news on April 16th, 2025. We're y'all today, and today we're going to be talking about the wildest and intriguing wrestling news stories and rumors that you assassinators need to know. It's going to be from wrestling Wrestle Talk. I mean, not Wrestling Inc. That's probably not until when was Saturday? No, that's WrestleMania Saturday, still Monday. But yeah, and we're talking about the wildest and intriguing Yeah, and we're gonna and talk about including. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. That includes WWE plans. And WWE plans to sign more AEW stars has finally been revealed. WWE star calls for UFC against CM Punk. NXT talent wins championship from WWE star, SmackDown star, major free agent potentially joining WWE or AEW. Update: Jeff Cobb silence after NJPW departure, and Triple H and Travis Scott on WWE backstage conversations after Cody Rhodes slap reveal, and plus much more. And please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the post notification bell beside it for more of SNA's videos, and subscribe on this other channel at SNA Entertainment. Link is in the description box below. Thank you very much in advance. Let's get on to the first story, and that is WWE's plans to sign more AEW talent has been revealed. Nick Khan has addressed WWE plans to potentially sign more of AEW stars, addressing whether he views AEW as a true competitor, with the likes of Jay Cargill, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, and even former AEW EVP himself, now known as the WWE, the current undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes. And it says right here, let's see. It says, it put the EVP, the former EVP of AEW and WCW, yes. No, don't do it. Oh. Yes, what is it?
I finished.
Oh, good. Okay.
I blamed you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I blamed you.
with the likes of Jay Cargill, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, even the EVP himself, now known as the undisputed WWE champion, Cody Rhodes signing with WWE. Recent reports have indicated that AEW to WWE moves won't be a halting.
I'm too scared. Let's go out the way.
This is such an annoying right here. Indicate that AEW won't be halting anytime soon. Speaking on the Bill Simmons podcast, WWE President Nicholas Khan shared his honest thoughts on the other wrestling promotional company, noting that WWE is happy about their extent as they have a lot of talented wrestlers. They plan to talk when contractually available, believing many of these talented wrestlers will make the jump to WWE. Nicholas Khan had this to say on the matter. We are always the underdog at WWE. We always feel that people underestimate us, that we've looked down upon. It says and we it that way. Bet against us, and we prefer that in a lot and allow us to show you what we can do. If you look at oh my god, this is so if you look at the stock price now, it's far in excess of what it was when we all started together 5 years ago, and we're quite proud of that. But at the same time, we've gotta keep re-earning our keep on a daily basis here. So we feel like it's a good moment, but we still feel like there's a lot of room for growth. In terms of the other wrestling promotion, company, they have a lot of talented wrestlers, and we're happy about that. Which who wouldn't blame Nicholas Khan for saying that, because at the end of the day, if your company's being successful, you should get praised and round of applause to, and give kudos to. But anyways, in terms of we already said that. When contractually they are available to be talked to, and having conversations with Azume, a number of them will come over, and nothing but respect for the father who finances it and owns the Jaguars, and all those other things, which that's a reference to the guy that has the same last name but no relations to, and that is Anthony Khan himself. Which even my own dad was how they don't have no relation, and their last names are spelled quite the same. This is a few years back, when he watched a couple episodes of AEW. I heard about this guy Khan. Does he have association with Triple H and him? I'm well, no. This is a totally different Khan. He's Nick Khan, while this guy is Anthony Khan. Well, I said Tony Khan at the time, because this is before Tony Storm was known as Timeless Tony. She was the Rock. Well, she was freshly new in AEW at this time. But yeah, that's very funny that we're hearing this from this Khan, when he's talking about the Khan, that's he's the father of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars, but he happens to own AEW, which what's his name, with Shahid Khan. I heard that it helped Anthony Khan with this, with the investment of putting the money into this wrestling business in the first place. But yeah, which which that probably explains like how it was so easy for him to get the company started. Which I'm not making fun of him by saying like he needed some help, like and he was all nothing without it. But I'm saying like for the fact that like how it was so successful with him having the minds like with him agreeing with Cody Rhodes to make this a company that any wrestler can join, like which they have done for the last 6 years. And you know, yeah, Cody Rhodes is back in WWE. He's Anthony Khan's doing this on his own, and still, like he's still doing some high numbers. Like it's just only the wrestling fans that are actually in the AEW that actually watch it and make it a successful viewing point in that perspective, of course. But says this comes reports like indicating that there's belief within AEW that former women's champion Mariah May will head to WWE. And we're going to see the latest updates on their contracts right here, really quickly. But before we do, I want to ask you this question: like, what are your thoughts on Nicholas Khan's uh, yeah, like some of him revealing some of the insider point of view of WWE. And do you think this is how they find these guys from AEW with them not denying it? Like, which I think this is like an accurate statement from Nicholas Khan, if you ask me, because how come they brought in the likes of I don't know like Jay Cargill and Ricky Saints and them like and Ethan Page like easily like in the WWE like without any like controversies, I guess you could say, like with everybody not knowing until the last minute. Like, well, Jay Cargill situation, like it was like it was mostly obvious. Like we all know that she was going to go to WWE as soon as she left AEW, put over Kristen Statlander over in the Jacksonville-based company of AEW in favor of WWE. But let me know about that in the comments below. And do you think that they're going to be doing the same with Mariah May? Which I'll say if she makes that decision, like to leave AEW, and if there's some speculation that she's going to WWE without any type of denials, I would say this is a possibility that this is a sign they're bringing in Mariah May, and it like somewhere in the summer of this year, 2025. But anyways, we got former AEW Women's Champion like joining WWE updates, and like and an update like has emerged like on the possibility of the former AEW Women's World Champion Mariah May joining WWE soon. Reports like emerged like recently that May is in a year a year contract, like meaning like her deal comes up like sometime in 2025. It's believed she signed a 2-year deal, like when she joined in 2023, which that'll make sense why speculations are happening now because like if yeah, I remember she did sign in 2023. It was like maybe mid late, but she was the protege of Timeless Tony Storm. I remember like it was yesterday. Like that's why I was definitely was watching all the wrestling shows. Like yeah, at that time. But yeah, like that would make sense for if it's a 2-year deal, then it was probably back in 2023, and if it's expiring this year, that would definitely make double sense in that matter. Like with everybody been wondering if she will stay in AEW or if she's gonna move on to WWE and try something new there. But since then, like talks like yeah has been like heating up like about a potential move to the Stanford-based promotion, which we all know is WWE, with some reports like even pointing to people in AEW expecting that to be like the case. Like regarding May's contract status, PW Insider has provided an update noting that Mariah May's AEW deal has significant time on it. Like so, an immediate WWE debut would be unexpected. Yeah, once one source like believed like her contract will be up in November, while another said like it could even be longer than that. But what are your thoughts on to Mariah May's contract situation? And do you think it's gonna be ending like anytime like soon in the next couple of months, like in the summer, or do you think it's gonna be later on in like in the fall or winter? Or do you think it's gonna be like in somewhere in 2026? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. Either way, like if there's some signs that she's not staying in AEW, this could be like an immediate sign that she's going to WWE, the competition, and try something, yeah, that she probably wants to do, like next to her going to AEW, which you could blame the Glamour for that. Like, even though, like I have not agreed much for her, like her gimmick in AEW, which is kind of creepy to say the least. I'll say, especially with her being too friendly with her best friend that's like a sister to her that she claims, which was that Krina girl, which I'm glad to see EO beaten, by the way. But yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Let's we got WWE star calls for UFC fight against Chick Magnet Punk. A top WWE star has called like for a match against Chick Magnet Punk, like in MMA, sending a message like to UFC's Dana White, like telling him to book the fight. From even before like CM Punk's WWE return, Seth Rollins has shown a hospitality like to the former WWE champion, like who like the duo like set to face off like in a three-way match at WrestleMania 41. Like Rollins has revealed that he's prepared like to take on like Punk like on unfamiliar turf, like on out of pocket, like with a RG, yeah, with an with an RG, I don't know, part three, which I'm assuming this sounds like the quarterback that used to play for the Washington Commanders and the Baltimore Ravens. As a matter of fact, he was, I believe, it was Lamar Jackson's backup. Which I was shocked that he was back like in 2018 because he took his spot when he was playing against. I remember in particular because it was a Ravens game against my boys in back-to-back Super Bowl Chiefs. And even my parents was shocked like back when this was Patrick Mahomes was the starter quarterback. When I yeah, like when we watched this, I was like, what? Like I thought he retired due to that very unforgiving injury, which that was like all the way back from like 2015, 16. I'll say 15 if I'm not mistaken, but he came back in 2018 and played that game. I don't know what he's doing these days, but yeah, that was a pretty awesome time. I was pretty an awesome opportunity to get back in the football field on that note. Even though it didn't lead him to a Super Bowl championship, but it did like helped him like get back on the football. Even but he was managed to get cleared and play in that game. But anyways, yeah, that'll be more in that story, like in another for a video for another day when it's football season again. And speaking of the Baltimore Ravens, they're the same color as my cape and mask here. But anyways, but yeah, like besides like initials that look similar to the quarterback, Seth Rollins like was asked about like it was was asked like from the from the podcaster out of pocket with RG II, like he was asked about the possibilities of facing CM Punk in a MMA fight, like noting that like he'd like be open like to Punk in a professional fight. Like Rollins didn't with words in a MMA fight in very exciting questions. Like, sure, yeah, like I would. I mean, like, look again. Like, I'm not going to just burst into his locker room backstage and start lighting him up. Like, but if Dana White wanted to book uh, CM Punk and Seth for Seth Rollins, like I guess like first non MMA, the first two ever non UFC MMA fighters, like non non UFC fighters, like on one of the cards, like I'd put on the gloves, like, and give it a go. Calling for Dana White to book this fight in the UFC. Rollins continued, "It might be the only one I do, but I would do it. Like, you put me like in there with like any of the other guys in like my weight class. Like I'm out, but yeah." Like, I mean, Dana, like, you want to make some money and very intriguing, what that proposition questions, propositional questions. Let me rephrase that. Like, book it, brother. Like, just give us a few months. Like, give me like a training camp, but I feel like I could handle myself. Like CM Punk infamously had two fights like in the UFC, losing to Mickey Gall and via submission like in the first round at UFC 203 in September 2016. And then he returned in the octagon like at UFC 225 in June 2018, only to originally losing to Mike Jackson like via un an animous like decision, unanimous decision like that. Right here. However, this decision like was overturned like to a no contest. Like after Jackson tested positive for marijuana. So Seth Rollins and CM Punk and Roman Reigns will face off in the main event of Night One's WrestleMania at April the 19th. April the 19th. And who do you like? Who's your pick again? Like, who's going to be winning this triple threat match? And second of all, like, what are your thoughts on Seth Rollins being open to fighting CM Punk in the octagon, like next fighting him in a squared circle, which he did a couple of times in the ring, obviously because they're wrestlers. But what about them being like MMA UFC fighters? And do you think that will be like in the future down the road? Like if they do some kind of a storyline, like that will be like a crossover between WWE and UFC, which it's hard to argue that to this logic, because given that both WWE and UFC are the same, they have the same parent company, which is Endeavor, which they even have merged the same identical merging with that stockholders, which is TKO Group Holdings. It's the name, of course. So yeah, I would not doubt like this could be in the future for WWE's storyline where they're trying to get involved in the world of MMA. But yeah, let's move on to the next news. Like yeah, on to the next news story. Let's see. We got some NXT talent wins a championship from WWE SmackDown star, and I think I know who exactly this particular NXT wrestler that beaten this very highly particular SmackDown wrestler. But it says right here, an NXT star has won their first WWE championship, defeating a main roster name for the gold. Like as is now a tradition, like for pre PLE WWE Speed episode. This week's show featured like a notable championship match. I'm gonna phrase that. Okay. And it says right here, let's see. It's tradition, like the pre-PLE WWE Speed episode. Like this week's show feature a notable championship match. Like it says on the April 16th show, Candice LeRae defended her WWE Speed Championship against number one contender and NXT star and tournament winner. So the NXT superstar was ultimately victorious, dropping the SmackDown star with the Soul Snatcher finisher that she normally does to her opponents. Like it says, this marks Soruka is the first title win, not just in WWE, but in pro wrestling overall as well, and being the first ever, I believe, NXT women's wrestler of winning the Speed Championship in general. Well, in the women's side, of course, but anyways, we got she is now the second most ever women's champion after Candice LeRae as the inaugural champion for 189 days. Like Triple H has now commented on Soruka's win and writing an incredible talent, talented superstar now. Like her, as has her first championship in WWE. Congratulations to Soruka. Like Soruka, has been wrestling on the WWE on NXT television since September 2022 after making her pro wrestling debut in June. She had signed with WWE in March of 2022, with no prior wrestling experience, but has been able to pick up wrestling quickly due to her gymnastic background. And now I want to hear from the SNA podcast. Congratulations to Soruka for finally winning her first WWE championship in her career. Like for her being in the company for 3 years now, which that's very shocking. Like I remember when it was 3 years ago, there's plenty of things that was going on in that year, which I can go down the list, especially talk about one thing in particular, but I'm not going to get into right now because it's kind of irrelevant at this time. But yeah, and I don't say that in disrespect, but I'm saying with logical facts onto the matter. But yeah, congratulations. I would suggest you assassinate do the same, especially if you're a Soruka fan, which I am somewhat a Soruka fan. I think that she does some very insanely unusual talents that I don't think anybody could ever do, even if they have some very incredibly unrealistic abilities as well could do. But even a cousin of mine even said how Soruka could wrestle like that, especially when they're doing that soul snatcher, which they described it as a front flip RKO thingamajiggy. Which we were going down the list, we were like, dang, it was I was when Soruka was the last time she was in that ladder match for the women's North American Championship, but the crown who was the first, is going to be the first ever to do so, which we're going to get somewhat of a part two of that almost a year later. But yeah, wish her very best of luck onto her journey as now the new WWE Speed Championship, and hopefully that she stick onto that title for many more years to come. But yeah, I mean more likely months, of course. LeRae, she held that title for a few months, but let's move on. We got a major free agent potentially joining WWE or AEW update. And now we got an update on the emerge of the possibility parting NJPW star joining either WWE or AEW, following his contract expiring. With it originally reported at the beginning of April that former IWGP World Heavyweight Champion uh Tetsuya working as a free agent. New Japan Pro Wrestling now like has now officially shared a statement, and the two sides have agreed to not renew his with the company. Previously with WWE previously expressing interest in NATO and NATO wrestling in major matches at previous AW crossovers shows there has been some speculation about the Japanese star potentially joining one of the US based companies like. According to Fightful Select, NATO is also not expected to come to AEW. This was immediately after the report pointed out that Naito claimed he wasn't interested in joining, indicating that he's still not interested in signing with the company. But according to the report, Naito is expected to finish up with NJP in early May. And there's an expectation that eventually he could return. Tetsuya Tetsuya Naito was one of the at least three NJPW talents WWE was reportedly interested in signing in 2018. Naito previously stated that he was approached with a contract offer which he turned down. Naito was in action at the 2023 and 2024 AEW Forbidden Door shows, which most notable he dethroned John Moxley for the AEW World Championship, which I did made a review on that back last June or which it was AEW what they call it AEW Forbidden Door, that's when he defeated John Moxley for the AEW World Champ. I mean, not AEW, the IWGP World Championship from New Japan Pro Wrestling. But anyways, it was that last event, and Nato and notably dropped their IWGP World Tag Team Championships to Colin Newman and Jeff Cobb on April 5th this month at what they call Sakura Genesis. The Sakura Genesis event. This title has since been vacated with Jeff Cobb's departure from NJPW also announced. But what are your thoughts on what's your thoughts onto this matter with Tetsuya Naito, with his contract status? And do you think that he's going to join AEW, a place that he's more familiar with, along with his New Japan Pro Wrestling work? Or do you think he's going to try something new over at a company that he turned down about 7 years ago? What's your opinion on to this matter? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I'll say if there's some more speculations about that he could be interested in WWE, even by teasing his he could possibly could likely could join by showing some little bit of subliminal messages. I would say maybe this could be the direction he's going by. Maybe he did not like the. Maybe some of y'all probably be saying well, how come he didn't win the first time? Well, maybe he did not like the management, like everybody else would not like. Which who could blame anybody in that point? But let me know down in the comment section right down below. But one thing that we can talk about that's probably a guarantee that we will be seeing in WWE is none other than his fellow New Japan Pro or former at least NJPW colleague, and that is Jeff Cobb, which he finally break his silence on his New Japan Pro Wrestling departure announcement, and that Jeff Cobb has now he is broken his silence in the official announcement of the departure from NJPW amid speculation about a WWE move. New Japan Pro Wrestling has announced that Jeff Cobb will be leaving the company like at his own request. Like Cobb's IWGP Tag Team Championship like has been vacated like ahead of his final appearance like for the company on April 19th. Cobb has now broken his silence, like taking to Twitter to clear up any rumors and the windows. Like Cobb started by sincerely addressing the reaction on his NJPW exit, and it says right here, and he writes, "Wow," and yeah, in in self in self disbelief questions. And it says right here, and he's like, "Wow," and self disbelief question. I mean, explanations, not questions. Like overwhelmed by the message, like in support, like in hate. It's very much appreciated and very heartwarming explanations to address like the rumor like we're all talking about continuing like so I just wanted to clear up any rumors and in new windows new un new you yeah new windows like yes like it is like in fact 100% true that the monster Montaza Cuento, like from Lucha Underground, Lucha Underground fame, like it says, Lucha Underground, like it says, like fame, like was in fact watching my matches, like from his cell and stealing them like to use on the L Ray network but like don't worry, I have like contacted a wonderful layer in in Stefan Pinu like to re re rectly like rectly like rectify like the situation in very clear and organized explanations. I mean, thank you for these trying times, like in appreciative explanations. Like it says right here, like the And it says right, I was like, but yeah, like the exit like fueled like rumors like that Cobb is WWE bound following like Fightful reporting on March 13th, like that Jeff Cobb, who was referred to the report like as a free agent, WWE had their eye on. A, a later report, like from Dave Meltzer, indicated like that there have been like contract talks between Cobb and WWE. No confirmation of a deal, and it says the addition like of in addition like to Cobb's exit, Bushy and Tetsuya Nato's departure from New Japan Pro Wrestling have also been announced as well. What are your thoughts on this on this this story right here with where Jeff Cobb like finally acknowledged, I mean finally uh like talking about his departure with the Tokyo-based promotion, and do you think that his future is going to be in the Stanford-based one? Like, and do you think he's WWE bound in any shape or form? Let me know in the comment section right down below. But let's in today's wrestling news video with some Triple H and Travis Scott news as that they had some WWE backstage conversations after Cody Rhodes' slap, like, and they're finally been revealed. The real reason Travis Scott slapped Cody Rhodes so hard, like at WWE Elimination Chamber, has finally been revealed. Like with an update, like emerging, like on the backstage reaction, like the rapper, like was involved in what many fans consider to be one of the biggest segments in pro wrestling history. And it says right here that like with the likes of John Cena turning heel by attacking Cody Rhodes and aligning with The Rock, Cena, The Rock, and Travis Scott then continue their brutal attack. During Cody, I mean, during which Scott slapped hard on the side of his face, like the slap like went viral. With like also noting that this slap is believed to be the cause of Cody's legitimate busted eardrum, like and like black eye like injuries, like. But yeah, speaking on the Ankler podcast, WWE CCO Triple H and President Nicholas Khan like touted like the social media success surrounding this heel turn segment, and Nicholas Khan revealed that Travis Scott like told like him like that he only hit Rhodes so hard because The Rock told him like slap the sugar honey iced tea out of Rhodes, noting like Triple H did tell Travis after like hey, like you know that was a pretty hard slap. We'll show you like we'll show you like how like to pull your no, how to pull your punches a little bit. Like Travis says, Dwayne Johnson told me like better slap the sugar honey iced tea out of him. Like and yeah, out of him like or people are gonna think that you don't have it. So yeah. So I just did that like and like Triple H like chuckled like and I chuckled like if they were Batman and Commissioner Gordon from Titans Go. But anyways, Triple H then revealed that Cody Rhodes' reaction to the slap, noting it was incredible, iconic. Oh no, the only person that didn't complain about the slap was Cody Rhodes. He just wanted it to look good, and like I said, Travis is like a kid in a candy store in that thing. Triple H also confirmed that Travis Scott will be at WrestleMania 41. John Cena is set to challenge Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship in the main event of Night Two's WrestleMania 41 on April 20th. And yeah, I know I keep saying this about 100 times, and I promise this Friday will be the last time I'm gonna ask this question. Who do you think's gonna be walking out of that night's Mania with the title, which I finally found out who's likely gonna win, if it's not have been obvious enough. But yeah, what are your thoughts on to about the insider story from Nicholas Khan and Triple H, with them like finally revealing at that what came up about the stiff slap that Travis Scott gave to Cody Rhodes during the attack when John Cena turned heel. And do you think it and do you think that it was all planned this whole time? And do you think this is true? And if it is true, they did a very successful job at it because Travis Scott definitely got some heel heat from it. It even pissed off Bubba Ray Dudley, saying hopefully Cody Rhodes going to cash in his receipts on that. Which something tells me he will, and I'll talk about that on my prediction segment after my WrestleMania SmackDown review this Friday. I'm gonna tell you what's gonna be happening, but yeah, Bubba Ray's you. I hope he does, or else Travis Scott better not. I hope he don't run into me. Which yeah, you do not want to run into someone Bubba Ray, or even his partner, and like a brother to him, Devon. Yeah, I'll tell you, if I was Travis Scott, I'll be trying to stay away for as far as he can. But let me know in the comment section right down below onto this segment, and yeah, hopefully they do they tell the story into this of this influential and intriguing match, probably the match of the night, for not only just night two but overall the whole event of WrestleMania. But but yeah, that'll be it for now, Assassinators, and I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. And that was all my wildest and intriguing the wrestling news stories, rumor that you assassinated need to know from the Wrestle Talk article. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite one out of this list. If I had to pick one, I'll say with Nicholas Khan, explaining how they find wrestlers that used to wrestle for All Elite Wrestling, and now and once their contract expires there, and they're not planning to re-sign with that same company, then they'll try to give them some offers to the Stanford-based company, which that brings some realistic, legitimate I'll say what they call it, make it realistic and legitimate into this type of scenario. Because I think that's what they do. They don't try to do some contract tampering, because that's something you don't do. That's bad for business. Even if they are even if you do have beef with this promotion, even though they don't, they're just competitors. Trying just to show what's the better wrestling company. Probably likely in a harmless way. I'm not sure if I should say friendly, but I'll say harmless. Because with everybody that are truly wrestling fans, to see which company is better, which I think it should be continuing to do this in this very most likely friendly way. As a single mom. But yeah, we're gonna talk more about this about WrestleMania in the foreseeable future. But make sure to check out my AEW Dynamite review video, which will be the Night 2's spring, of course, which will be live in Boston, Massachusetts, which some tells me will start things off with the hometown hero herself, which even though in my opinion, she should be main eventing this show. Let's hope that'll be the case. But either way, but she's gonna have probably the second biggest ovation since debuting in AEW. That is the CEO and the Four Belts Monet herself. And she'll be taking on Athena in the semifinals. The winner gets a spot in the finals, in the match first shot at the AEW Women's World Championship and the Owen Hart Cup itself, like yeah, at Double or Nothing, which that match will be, which either her Athena will be taking on either Kristen Statlander or Jamie Hayter, like in the finals, and also like which will be in Double or Nothing, of course, at the end of May, and we would be seeing the same with the men's. Like winner gets to face either Hangman Adam Page or the mystery guy, or even or even or even what's his name? Who won the first round again? Kyle Fletcher, yeah. Like which will be Will Ospreay and what's his name? Konosuke Takeshita. Yeah, they'll be fighting. Who do you think is gonna win that match? And also who's gonna win the women's match? And do you think that Athena will be paying a damn price? Well, something tells me, or some tells your boy SNA, I should say, that will be the case, and I sure hope that would be. But I also hope for another match that is going to end at a very great high note, and that is indeed the Death Riders taking on the Ops, like for the Trios Championships. And yeah, and who do you think is going to win? Do you think that we can finally see the Samoa Joe-led factions going to dethrone John Moxley and his group? Let me know down in the comment section right down below. I sure hope that does happen too, to put this toxic wasteland to rest, like and never come back ever again. But yeah, I'm gonna let you assassinators let me know all about this in the comment section right down below in your own opinions, like because yeah, all of our opinions do matter, like yeah, and it's nothing wrong with having different type of opinions. That's what makes it more interesting in conversations like these, like when it comes to you trying to have fun talking about stuff from wrestling or anything entertainment related. But yeah, I but yeah, I hope you assassinators have a phenomenal and a very fantastically wonderful Wednesday, and I'll see you next time with some more SNA content. Until we meet again, Super Ninja Austin out of here. Bye bye, my assassinators. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful, miraculous afternoon, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Yeah.
Peace.